The customer's pain point is like a cancer. Most people don't have 5 years of experience in their industry. So how do you find out their pain points?
Hey Tom, it's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. First I want to say congratulations on your YouTube channel. Everybody needs to follow your YouTube channel. So what everyone needs to do is subscribe to Tom Peng. Great guy, great person. Tom, keep up the great work.
So if you attend my sales training, you understand that I tell you to ask a lot of questions so that you understand customers' demand, you understand customers' pain point, and that when you can provide solution to their pain point, then you close the deal. I talk about this probably a million times in my trainings, in my videos, and this is a key point that I always want to convey to salespeople. But today, I'm going to talk about what kind of questions to ask, right? How do you know the customer's pain point? So, two ways. One, if you know the industry very well, if you've been doing your job for at least 5 years, all right? Let's say you sell e-commerce, you've been doing that for 5 years, you talk to like thousands of customers. Basically, when you look at a customer, when you visit their company, when you go to their factory, immediately with your fucking eyes, you know what their pain point is. You know exactly where they are hurting, and you know exactly how to help. All right, but most people don't have that. Most people don't have 5 years of experience in their industry. So how do you find out their pain points? Well, we ask questions. So we go to the customer and we ask questions to find out their domain, their pain point. But there are two different types of questions, right? So the first type of question is informational question. For example, if you're selling suit, okay, you're selling suit. What kind of color suit do you like? That is information. You're asking the customer for information. Do you like brown? Do you like red? Do you like orange, right? If you're asking how much money do you want to spend on a suit? That is an information question. You're asking the question for a piece of information. Or let's say you're selling watch, and if you ask the question, how much money you want to spend on a watch? Okay, that's a terrible question, by the way. You should never ask that question. That's a stupid question, but that's an informational question. The second type of question is background question. So a background question is customer walking into the store. You ask the customer, where do you want to wear the suit? What kind of event are you going to? See, that is not information. That's how he's gonna use the suit. Or you can ask, where do you want to wear the watch? Like what kind of event scenario would you wear the watch? And then they will give you, oh, I wanna wear this watch because I'm going to this big event, I'm meeting this customer, I wanna show off my status, you know. So they're answering your background questions. So which type of questions do you think is more effective at understanding customers' pain point? If you say two background questions, you are right. So let's say if you're selling e-commerce, if you ask the question, do you have a website? Do you need a website? That is information question. Everybody has a website. They don't care about website. But if you ask the question, where are you finding your customers? That is a background question. Okay, not information, but background question. Like you're trying to understand where they find customers. So that they will tell you, well, we find customers in traditional ways. We need more customers. Now you get to their pain point. You ask questions to get to their pain point, and you offer a solution. And that's how you close deals. Background questions is how you get to the deepest part of the customer's requirement, demand, need, and their deep, most inner pain point that you can solve. Because the customer's pain point is like a cancer. If you go to the doctor, if you go to the hospital and say you have pain in your stomach, and then the doctor says you have cancer, we do the test and you have cancer, you need to get treatment now. Are you gonna say, I don't know, let me think about it? No, you would be like, we need to do this now. And no matter how much money it takes, you're gonna cure yourself of cancer because you don't wanna die. And that is exactly how we need to work with customers. You gotta find out what is the most painful point for the customer. Sometimes it's about acquiring customers. Sometimes about finding more customers so they have more sales and revenue. Sometimes it's about inventory. Sometimes customers, they have inventory that just mysteriously disappear, that fall off the back of the motorbike, and maybe that's the most painful point for them. Sometimes it's the internal processes because they have different teams in the company, they don't talk to each other, or maybe the systems, they don't communicate well so that the information, the data is not connected at all. So we gotta figure out what the most painful point for that business is. Once we realize and understand what that painful point is, it's very easy to convert a customer because you're gonna offer them a solution on their most painful point. Just like a doctor telling you you have cancer and they're gonna tell you you're gonna take this treatment, you'll get better, and you will do it. You're not gonna say, I'll think about it. If the doctor says it's gonna cost you $100 million, you're not gonna say, well, can you give me a discount? Because you have cancer and you wanna get cured and you don't wanna die. And that's exactly the situation the customer is in. They have a big problem, you have solution, and they don't care how much it is, they want it now. So we gotta get to the most painful points. But how do you get to the most painful point? And if you join my training, you will understand that you ask a lot of questions, or you ask customers questions. But what is the fastest way to get to the customer's painful point? What is the fastest way? Let me tell you, the fastest way to understand the customer's most painful point is simply this, and I do this all the time. I do this even with my own staff. Maybe you don't even realize it when I was doing it. Simply this. What do you want the most? You simply ask your customer, what do you want the most? And then they will tell you, I want more traffic to my website. Well, I want to find more salespeople. Oftentimes that is a problem for a lot of business. They can't find salespeople, right? Not every business is like us. We can get hundreds new salespeople coming in every week. A lot of companies, they have a hard time finding good salespeople, right? They will tell you what the biggest problem they have is by simply you asking them this question. What is the thing you want the most? And they will tell you. You get straight to the point. So you don't need to like beat around the bush and ask a lot of questions and try to like figure out what they want. You just simply ask them this very powerful question. What do you want the most? So sometimes when my own staff come into my office and they start talking, they talk about this, they talk about that, they complain about this, complain about that, and then I just stop them and ask them, what do you want the most? What do you want? And then they get to the point. I want this. And when I do that, I save time because I don't have time to listen to 30 minutes of complaints. I just want to know what they want. And once I know what they want, then I know what the problem is and I know the solution. I just need to know what they want. So use that on your customer, ask them, what do you want the most? And they will tell you.